Before I started the honey company, I spent 10 years working for the federal government for the Central Intelligence Agency. I joke that I traded in one type of protective gear for another, so Kevlar vest and maybe a headscarf for my beekeeping gear. I was looking for an exit strategy. I'd been going to Afghanistan and Pakistan for almost a decade. I was growing weary, and it was really hard on my mom in particular. The later part of that decade, I had come back to Austin and had taken a beekeeping class on Groupon and just was fascinated with that, and then started a hive with a friend. And within a couple of months, I just was totally enamored with the bees. It was the most interesting thing in my life at the time. It's all I wanted to talk about. Once I set off to do the honey company, very quickly I moved from I'm gonna have a few hives and sell honey to I'm quitting my job and I'm gonna work for a beekeeper in East Texas. When I first set out to start the business, I actually didn't plan on it being a full-time gig for me, or frankly anyone else. I was seeking more of a work-life balance, ironically enough. I don't know why you would start a business if that's your goal, but I was sick of traveling to war zones, and so I wanted to be home more. A few months after I got back after my beekeeping job in East Texas, and I realized, whoa, you're not gonna have honey for a while. I thought, well, you better figure it out. And I had these couple of hives across the street, and every person that came to visit me in Austin just wanted to get in the bees, and I thought, I could charge for that. So I put up ads and contacted individual meetup group organizers and said, do you want to bring your meetup group out for a hive tour? And kind of threw it all together. And I remember I didn't actually buy a single suit until I booked my first full tour, so I didn't spend any money that I didn't know I couldn't recoup. And so when I got a tour booked, I frantically went out and bought a bunch of protective gear and started running these kind of beekeeper for a day experiences, and it was my first product. And it was really great that we started out that way, because it taught me very early on that I didn't want to be totally reliant on honey. The hive tours have evolved over time to now we have them at a cidery here in Austin.
Welcome to Texas Keeper Cider. I'm Tara, and I own 2 Hives Honey, and we have 6 hives here.
And you get to have a drink and a snack made with our honey, and we sit and we learn about bee biology and the history of beekeeping in ancient Egypt. And then we all suit up and we light a smoker.
They can emit a pheromone when they fear that danger is present. So all this is doing is masking the pheromone.
And then we just get to play in hives together, and everyone gets to feel what it would be like to be a beekeeper for the day. There's kind of 2 big things that stick with them. Kind of the fact that they're most amazed by is that one bee will make 1/12 a teaspoon of honey her entire life. They think we're gonna open the hive and it's gonna be an intense buzzing situation, when really we get in there and they just go about their business, generally not really fussed with us. And it's soothing and calming in a lot of ways. And so I think that's surprising to folks.
How long have you been doing this, keeping bees?
2 hives turned 5 in August. I've not been keeping bees that much longer than that.
We have hives all over the city of Austin, all within 15 miles of downtown, and we harvest our honey from these micro apiaries labeled with the neighborhood where the bees come from, because we believe you should know where your honey was produced. Texas honeys tend to be very floral in nature. Different flowers will produce different honeys, and we harvest in really small batches, so that's very floral forward. We do have a retail shop here in Austin, and frankly, some of the best chefs in this country are in Austin and use our honey. And I've been able to build those relationships just hitting the pavement.
Your chunk honey, you've got 6 there.
Okay.
This is 12. And then this is your 18.
Owning the business is exponentially harder than my previous job in every way. Physically, mentally, it's harder on my personal relationships. And I've had to work really hard to be a respected member of the beekeeping community in Texas. I shied away from the community for a long time because I didn't have the confidence in myself to feel like perhaps I deserved that place. I have so much advice for new people that want to leave their careers and start a passion project. First of all, do it. That's what I want to say to all of those folks. A word of caution, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, and it's going to be a big one. So though I didn't set out to do it, I'm very proud of what I've done, and it's given me a self-confidence that I certainly never had before.